guys. So, as you may know, we are currently in the process of remodeling my house. We have cleaned out my garage, my dining room, and we're currently working on my kitchen and dining room. And I have been really paranoid and worried that a couple of books that I have were gone. Now, these books are very special. They were made for my mom when she was a little girl. And I thought that they might have been ruined and thrown away. And funny enough, as I was recording and where I was sitting, I saw them in my bookshelf. And I was so relieved. I have another book that's similar for me, that was made for me when I was a little girl, but I haven't found it yet. But honestly, as sad as I would be for it to be gone, I am just so happy that I found these two books. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read them to you. I'm not going to read my mom's name or her friends' names or her address, obviously for privacy reasons, but I am going to read these to you. These are really well suited for little kids, and I hope that some really good mouth sounds will come from this. And there's going to be two books. So the first book is, I know they don't look super great, but honestly, I don't care. I'm just so happy that they're okay in general and that they're here. Read About Me and the Bee. As you can see, it says it's a personalized book. And these books my grandparents had made for my mom when she was a little girl. And then we have Read About Me and the Flintstones alphabet. So I'm going to read these to you and show you some of the pictures. So let's get started we'll start with the Flintstones one. And on the opening page it says, "This book was written especially for my mom, with love from Mom and Dad, my grandparents." And just to give you an idea, this is copyrighted from 1974, so my mom would have been 8 years old at the time. My mom was born in 1966. Gosh, I hope I got that right. Okay, let's get started. It was Saturday morning in the town of Bedrock. Fred Flintstone and Barney Rubble were going fishing. "Wilma," Fred shouted. "Where's my fish hook?" "I have no idea," said Wilma. "You boys have made such a mess. It's a wonder I can find myself." "Well, Barney and me are going out to buy a new one," said Fred. "Oh dear," sighed Wilma. "How will I ever clean up this place? I think I'll just go visit Betty and worry about it later." When Fred and Wilma were gone, Pebbles turned to Bam Bam. "Ta-ta, Cuckoo, my mom?" she asked. I'm going to replace my mom with my mom's name, so when I say my mom, I mean my mom. "Bam Bam, my mom," Bam Bam answered. And they went to get my mom, her brother, and her friends to help them clean the house. "That's awful," said the children when Pebbles and Bam Bam showed them the mess. "We'll help, but where will we begin?" A is for amethyst, my mom's lucky birthstone. B is for this book. This book belongs to my mom. And quickly, if you didn't know, my mom and my birthday are 3 days apart. I was born February 5th. My mom was born February 2nd on Groundhog's Day. Let's begin with A, said my mom. A is for apple, said my uncle, and ants. But what will we do with them? We'll put them all in the attic, said my mom. Next is B for balloon. Pebbles nodded and picked up a bird. Bam Bam got a bat. My mom bunched everything into a box. C is for the candles on my mom's birthday cake. D is for Debbie, someone my mom likes. Next comes C, said my mom. So my uncle picked up a cap gun and a cupcake, a candle, and a carrot. He crammed everything into the cupboard. Pebbles knew that D is for doll and D is for diapers. She put them into the drawer. Bam Bam put in some donuts. E is for the eastern goldfinch, the state bird. F is for my mom's last name. For E, there was only an egg. My mom put it safely in an envelope. For F, my uncle picked up a fork. Debbie caught the fish, and Lauren brought the fishbowl. Everything they found went in the fireplace, but nobody had found the fish hook. G is for gorilla. H is for horns to blow and hammers to bang. G is for grapes, said my mom. Bam Bam ate one. G is for golf clubs, said my uncle. And G is for gorilla suit, said Debbie. And all of this goes into the garbage can, said my mom. Next was H. Some hats and a horn. Lauren had a hammer. Pebbles and Bam Bam hauled everything into a hole. I is for Iowa, where my mom lives. J is for my mom. For I, my mom gently lifted up an inchworm. Ick, said my uncle. He's itchy, said Debbie. Put him in the icebox, said Lauren. J was for Pebbles' jump rope and a bag of jelly beans. My uncle collected the jacks. Bam Bam picked up the jam. They put them all into jars. K is for the kitchen at my mom's house. L is for Lauren, who has good times with my mom. K is for kite, said my mom. And for kettle, said my uncle. Pebbles petted 4 sleepy kittens. Let's put them in the kitchen, said Debbie. For L, they picked up lemons and lettuce. Bam Bam lugged out a fuzzy lion. They could go in the laundry. M is for mouse. N is for nest. For M, my uncle tucked a mouse and its family into the mailbox. Debbie collected the marbles. N was for noodles and nails, and N was for nuts and a net. My mom put them into a nest. O is for octopus. P is for pickle. O is for octopus, shouted my uncle. Pebbles gathered up lots of oranges. My mom reached up for an owl. They put everything into the oven. For P, Pebbles picked up a pail full of paint. My mom got the parrot. Bam Bam ate some pie and a pickle. Everything else went into a pot. Q is for the quilt my mom hid quarters under. R is for the rockmobile. Hurry, it's getting closer. S is for the snake under the sofa. Quiet, shouted my mom. They heard Fred calling, Wilma. Quick, said my mom. Put these quarters under the quilt. It's the rockmobile, said my uncle, and we still haven't found the fishhook. So they snatched up some sunglasses and scooped up a snake and swept them all under the sofa. T is for turtle. U is for umbrella. V is for vegetables. The rockmobile is getting closer. For T, said my mom, take the toys. My uncle and Debbie tucked a tent into the trunk. A turtle walked away by himself. For U, Pebbles got 4 undershirts. Bam Bam put an umbrella under the undershirts. For V, my mom put vegetables into a vase. W is for watermelon. X is for xylophone. Y is for yak. And Z is for zebra. Watch out, shouted my mom. Fred's almost here. For W, my uncle picked up a watermelon. For X, Debbie got Pebbles, xylophone. For Y, Lauren found a yak. And for Z, my mom grabbed a zebra. They zoomed everything into the wastebasket, and A to Z, everything was out of sight. Da-da, goo-goo, shouted Pebbles. My mom, bye-bye. Quick as a wink, my mom and her friends was back to my mom's home. I don't believe my eyes, gasped Wilma. Look, Fred. Did the kids do this all by themselves? Fred's jaw dropped open. The room was spick and span. Every bit of junk had been put away, and there on the floor was the lost fishhook. Yabba-dabba-doo, shouted Fred. My fishhook. How did you kids do it? Da-da, my mom, said Pebbles. Bam Bam, my uncle, said Bam Bam, Debbie, and Lauren. Well, well, Fred beamed, and he sat down on the sofa. That's the end of that book. I realize that some of it doesn't make a whole lot of sense because I replaced certain letters because of the relationship to my mom and stuff. Okay, and now, Me and the Bee. I love this one. A Read About Me book for my mom with love from Mom and Dad, my grandparents. This is a strange story, and maybe people won't believe it. And maybe they won't believe it happened right here in Des Moines. And maybe they won't believe it happened to a girl named my mom, who one day got a small brown box. I've got a box, and it's for me, yelled my mom. Her friends came to see. The string was tangled and hard to untie. The paper was stapled and taped and hard to get off. My uncle said, you can't open it. Debbie said, you can't open it. But my mom could. She unknotted the string, pried out the staples, took off the paper, tore the tape, lifted the lid, and a bee buzzed out. was amazed. Everybody wanted to catch a bee that could write words behind her in the sky. My uncle and Lauren saw it. They ran after the bee. My mom's dog Louie saw it and ran after the bee. A cat saw it and ran after the bee. Everyone who lived on my mom's street saw it. They all ran after the bee, but my mom didn't. A policeman saw it, a fireman saw it, a football player saw it, a dancer, a drummer, and a teacher saw it. They ran and tiptoed and leaped and stumbled after the bee, but one person didn't. People on motorcycles, people in trucks and buses and cars all saw the bee that could leave a trail of words behind her in the sky. They all wanted to have a bee like that. They clattered and roared and rushed and beeped and honked and screeched after the bee, but my mom didn't. A pig in a pen saw it and grunted after the bee. A cow in a meadow saw it and clumped after the bee. All the other animals that lived near Des Moines saw it, and they trotted and galloped and slithered and hopped after the bee, but my mom didn't. A balloonist, a pilot, a kite flyer, an astronaut, and a whole flock of birds saw it. They swooshed and zoomed and vroomed and flip-flopped after the bee, but nobody could catch her. Except my mom. She had a plan. She walked right on down her street toward the nearest market. When she got there, she looked at rows and rows and rows of groceries. Finally, she found it. A jar of honey. My mom paid for the honey and carried it back home. She opened the jar and poured a puddle of sticky honey into the small box. She put the box down right next to her own home. Then she waited. Soon there was a noise of running and leaping and roaring and rumbling and beeping and screeching and clumping and galloping, slithering, hopping, swooping, zooming, flip-flapping, and buzzing. There was the bee. There were my uncle and Debbie. There were all the animals and all the people chasing down the street, all trying to catch the bee that could leave a trail of words behind her in the sky. Suddenly they stopped and looked surprised and cheered and clapped and laughed because the bee flew back down the street, back to my mom, back into the small box. And if you hold this page up to a mirror, you will know what the bee wrote for my mom. It says, "I won't sting. you have any personalized books like this, let me know in the comments. I would be interested to see if any of you have.